If a product looks like cheese, smells like cheese, melts like cheese, and tastes like cheese, should a brand be able to label it such even if the product doesn't contain any dairy? Under a bill called the Dairy Pride Act, there would be a federal standard of identity surrounding dairy products that could bar emerging plant protein companies from using terms like cheese, milk, or yogurt if their products do not contain any dairy. The goal? To avoid mislabeling from all other alternatives on the market and prevent confusion. Dairy brands like Organic Valley and California-based Topline are in favor of the bill.
And as consumers want to know more and more about their food, how it's produced, and where it comes from, we think it's more important that everything be labeled properly and be called what it is.
I'm not sure you're getting this. They're being a little maybe misled if they're seeing milk, because the nutrition in milk is there's second to none.
Others like Michelle Simon of the Plant-Based Foods Association don't think it should or will pass because existing regulations are sufficient.
First of all, there are FDA regulations on the books that the agency has chosen for the time being not to enforce in a way that the dairy industry is asking for. Now we have a bill that's been introduced to get FDA to enforce its own rules, which really makes no sense.
The FDA defines milk as a secretion from a cow, but the real question here is not the definition of milk, it's the use of the modifiers surrounding these dairy words. So think almond milk, soy, butter, even coconut-based yogurts. Without using these terms, though, how would you describe these products? So the real question is whether there is confusion about these products that are using dairy terminology without actually having any dairy in it.
These companies are not trying to deceive consumers. To the contrary, these companies want to accurately convey to consumers who are looking for non-dairy alternatives that these products do not contain any dairy, right? And so the idea that somehow the labels are being deceptive or consumers are confused is just silly.
I don't think that there's any consumer who actually believes that when they're buying soy milk that they're buying a regular dairy milk. And the same for our cheeses. I think consumers are more savvy.
For many brands, like coconut-based yogurt Koyo or dairy-free frozen dessert Snow Monkey, these dairy terms just help explain the products to the consumer.
I don't know down the road what you would call the product if we didn't call it a yogurt, because the consumer understands what a yogurt is. It's a cultured product.
A lot of the times when we're speaking to people and we're describing our product, they reply with, so it's like a healthy ice cream, because that's kind of the beacon of reference for them. So in terms of colloquial terms of referring to ice cream, that's really helpful. But I think in marketing and printing on packaging, writing something such as ice cream is actually not strategic for us because we don't use cream. So people who are looking for dairy alternatives for health reasons, just lifestyle choices, would actually steer clear away from a product like ours if we were to confuse the messaging.
The consensus among dairy and non-dairy brands is the desire for clear directives on how to label and market their products so they can focus less on the packaging and more on innovation.
I think it's good to try to keep the category open and exciting, but maybe we can be a little bit clearer without without alienating certain brands one from the other. Clarity for the sake of educating the customer is a good thing. They feel more empowered to make the best decision for themselves.